El Molinón. They are unbeaten in their last 4 home fixtures against the side from Madrid.
Well, this is a football club that regained its Primera Division status back in 2012 after 3 seasons away in the second division. It's a very passionate part of Spain. They get tremendous support here, looking to make it as hostile as possible for Atletico Madrid. It's a wet, grey, really dank day in Gijon, but nothing to dim the optimism of the home support. Good atmosphere approaching kick-off time. Sporting made 2 changes from that 2-0 win at Leganés last week. The goalkeeper and back 4 remains unchanged, with highly rated 19-year-old centre-back Jorge Mere making his 50th appearance for the club today. Sergio Alvarez and Mikel Vesga anchor the midfield. The 2 players coming in, replacing the suspended Carlos Carmona and Ismael Lomez, are Douglas and Bergi, with Lassine Traoré again leading the attack. No missing Lassine Traoré, 6 foot 8 inches tall, the Ivorian, hoping to be a real handful to the Atletico Madrid defence. Referee today, Jose Luis Gonzalez. Roberto Canea and Gavi, the respective captains. 2 changes for Atletico Madrid from last week. Miguel Angel Moya remains in goal for the injured Jan Oblak. Juan Fran has an injury, so there's a recall at right back for Croatian international Šime Veseljico. Diego Godin remains out of the picture owing to injury. 1 change in midfield sees Angel Correa starting in place of Saul, who drops to the substitutes bench. It's a very attacking look to the lineup, with top scorer Antoine Griezmann and Fernando Torres again paired in attack. Simeone has no lost causes for the Atletico Madrid head coach. They lie 7 points off Real Madrid. They played 2 games more, but hoping to turn in the kind of performance that will maintain their place in 4th by the end of this weekend and give them plenty of confidence for that trip to Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League on Tuesday night. And their next league game, incidentally, Atleti, is at home to Barcelona. So Sporting Club Gijon in their traditional red and white striped shirts. And ball forward, and there'll be plenty of these for the giant striker Traoré. Couldn't really help that into the path of Douglas. Douglas is the Brazilian, former Barcelona player, normally a right back, but playing further forward today in that Sporting midfield. This is Mora Bieta, former Athletic Bilbao defender. Douglas. Sloppy pass from Moy Gomez. Here's Veseljico. Atletico Madrid fresh from that remarkable game. David, you and I were privileged to watch it last week. That 3-2 home win against Celta Vigo showed all their character and hunger and desire to come back with 2 late goals in that from 2-1 down Atletico.
Well, it was an exceptional performance from the home side against the Celta side, who was thinking that they were going to get the 3 points. After 85 minutes, they were 2-1 up. But then it was a fantastic goal, not only by Carrasco with the volley, but the end one where Correa clips the ball in. It's a nice cushion header from Gamero, and Griezmann, who'd done really nothing all 90 minutes, swept the ball away. But we've also got to talk about Torres with the goal that he scored, the overhead, but also missing another penalty, which seems to be a problem this season for Atletico.
Good effort from Atletico. He was one of the stars of the Croatia squad in the last European Championships. Yes, it'll be interesting to see if they get a penalty today. Just two steps up with, as David mentioned, Torres missing last week, Griezmann having an awful record from the penalty spot in his time with Atleti. Look around the side and you think there's others who could step up, Gabi or Carrasco or Koke.
I think the only person who's 100% taken the penalty so far is Saul, who's 1 out of 1. But right in what you're saying in respect of Griezmann missing, Romero, Torres missing. It's all about who fancies it on the day, who's going to be strong in character.
There's Koke. Now Savic. Teared once again with the French centre-back on the ball here, Lucas Hernandez. Diego Godin is currently injured. Atletico will hope that he might be fit enough to play in the Champions League on Tuesday, but not on the bench today. The moment Jimenez, after injury, unable to get his place back in the side. This is Traore. Nice layoff from the big striker, and then the referee rather getting in the way of his progress. Poor footwork from Senor Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's got to do a little bit better than that, hasn't he? Especially with 6'8" bearing down on you. But just be interesting to see how Ruby promotes Traore in respect of that role up front. I'm sure that he'll be looking for Douglas and Bergui, the two wider players, to make that diagonal movement to go in and support him. Because that has been a criticism I've always made of Abelardo and especially Ruby, that he just wants to isolate the striker instead of going with a front two. And I think that would suit them a little bit better. Duje Chop, who's on the bench, a little bit surprised about that, but he would be a great exponent there for Lassina Traore.
Yes, it's absolutely essential that they try and get Bergui and Douglas as high up the pitch as possible. And of course, Vasilico and Felipe, by nature attacking full-backs, they'll be looking to take Douglas and Bergui the other way. Alvarez. Here's Bergui. Morabieta. Doesn't look in the early minutes as if Douglas has got a patrolling job wide on the right. He's playing quite narrow in the opening 5 or 6 minutes here.
Yeah, it just seems as if he's got a little bit of a licence to go wherever he wants. You know that when you look at Vesca, for example, hasn't played a lot in La Liga, not only here for Sporting but also for Athletic Bilbao. He'll have the job to go and slot in wherever Douglas goes and vacates.
Felipe. Carrasco looking for the run of Griezmann. Always getting there first though was Leo. Traore, a real handful there for Lucas. More than he could cope with initially. Crowd thought there was a foul there by Koke. Official said play on. Vesga. Canea. Vesga again. Gomez. Douglas finding a little bit of space. So a risky header from Atletico. Has to be heading that out of the danger area rather than back towards his own penalty area.
Well, he has, and he's very fortunate that Sergio Alvarez is the one kind of barnstorm through into the 18-yard box. Wasn't able to get that ball under control, but it's the home side who are doing really well. Makes some decent passing, as you see with Atletico. They're quite happy to get all 11 men behind the ball at this stage.
And of course, as we know, with Atletico Madrid, they're past masters at inviting teams onto them and then providing a sucker punch with a superb counter-attacking play. First corner of the game, though, goes to the home side, Sporting.
Well, this will be an interesting one because this is very similar to the time that Cabral scored his goal for Celta Vigo last week. Moya making a bit of a howler, comes out to punches it straight at Cabral. It's an easy header into the target, but it'd be interesting to see who picks up Traore, all 6'8" of him.
Looks like Felipe. Well, Moya lost in the crowd. The whistle arrives for Atletico.
Well, a little bit surprised, Kevin. I don't know about yourself that Felipe Luis is the person to go pick up Traore. You'd have thought that maybe Savic, with a little bit more experience that he has in those central areas, a little bit more height, more physicality, he'd be the one to go and pick up the big Ivorian.
Koke. Gabi. Now Bergi. Good offer here from Alvarez. It's good defending in the end by Lucas, who got across quickly there to close the space. This is an encouraging start from Sporting Club Gijon.
But like you mentioned, Kevin, we know about Atletico. They'll grind them down, they'll bear them down. They may not score in the opening 45 minutes. As you see with the stats for Atletico away from home, they've only scored 14 goals. 3 of those have come in the first half, and 11 in the second. So they'll be patient.
Here's Douglas. Sergio Alvarez. Challenged well by Correa. Torres given no time on the ball by Amora Bieta. Bergi for Traore. Trying to sort out those huge long legs of his, Lacine Traore. It's going to take some stopping, and well done by Moya. Prevents the corner.
Yeah, very sharp across the ground, Moya, to stop the corner being given. But as you can see there with Traore, even though he's 6'8", it's can manipulate that ball quite well when the ball's at his feet. And got to be a little bit careful, the Atletico defenders around the 18-yard box. Very ungamely. He's been around a bit. I seem to remember the times when he's in the Champions League at Cluj, Romania, on loan from Monaco, but spent some time at CSK as well.
Griezmann wasn't too far away. Superbly done. Lovely how he allowed the ball to drift across his body there to open up the space.
And that's one person you don't want to have the space. Nice little bit of movement there. Dummies brings that ball across his body. Amora Bieta can't get anywhere near him. There's the shot from Griezmann. He's done more in the 11 minutes than he did for 89, as you would say, last week. But he's a player of quality, and that's all you need. Give him a chance, and he'll score.
Correa. Atletico. Koke. Felipe in space on the far side. Koke looking right though to his captain Gabi. Now Correa. Noah Bieta wanting a sporting throw, but it's gone the other way.
I thought he defended that one really well. Amora Bieta had the problem that Kane had been drawn out of his position. Came across and swiftly was able to get that ball away. But just looking at Koke at times, Kevin, I'd just like to see him hit those 30-40 yard balls just like that one, rather than the small passing. And that allows the people like Visaldico and also Felipe Luis to get into those advanced positions.
Back with Koke again. Carrasco. Griezmann. First corner for Atletico.
Well, here's that movement once again from Griezmann. Shows a little dummy to Amora Bieta. He's agonisingly wide. He's talking inches. It's an excellent effort.
Felipe. Saliaco with a long throw. It's comfortable defending for Sporting. This is Leo. It's a dreadful pass straight to Gabi. Correa wants a corner, but optimistic call. That's Adel Correa, who's been on the fringes for much of the season, but he's weighed in with a few goals, 7 in total.
That's where I think it's better to have Correa rather than Saul in those positions, because at least Correa will have a go at the full-backs. He'll get himself into those advanced positions. No, Saul is very good in the heart of the midfield. He doesn't tend to get in the box as often as Correa.
Stefan Savic. Gabi. Nice touch from Correa. This is Vasaljico. Was he caught there by Bergi right in front of the assistant referee, who didn't raise a flag. The referee didn't react either.
I'm very surprised that wasn't given as a free kick. Just tried to step on the ball and move to the other side. It's caught a little bit late.
It's Bergi who went into that challenge, who came out the worse. Correa just having it explained to him by the referee why this wasn't a free kick. Well, it certainly was, wasn't it?
Well, I can't believe that he hasn't given the free kick, and then you'll just see the right boot. Vasaljico going into the head of Bergi. Very surprised that we've got the official no more than, what, 3 or 4 yards away. Doesn't raise his flag and allows play to go on.
It's a bit shaken up there, the player on loan from Real Madrid, Bergi. That's Ruby, the new head coach of Sporting. It's his 5th game in charge. His record so far, 1 win, a draw and 2 defeats. It's a good header under pressure from Mere. It's picked up by Carrasco. Space now for Koke, has to go for goal. Gabi. Felipe. Yannick Carrasco. Lucas. It's a good challenge on Carrasco. And this is Sergio Alvarez for Sporting. Douglas pass short of Leo. This is Torres. Showed far too much of that to Jorge Mere. Bergie. Is he offside, Torres? He is.
I've just been watching Vesca for the last minute or so, and any time the ball gets into the Atletico midfield centrally, he's having a look around to see the movement of Griezmann and Torres, and what he's doing, he's actually trying to shield in front to stop the service to go into the two strikers. So have a look at him. He's the deep line midfielder, the two in between the two Atleti strikers, and so far doing an excellent job.
Here is Vesga. Moy Gomez finding Leo. Gomez again. His career has taken a little bit of a dip in the last 18 months or so. Moy Gomez, after really impressing coming through the ranks at Villarreal, and they surprisingly let him go out on loan to Getafe. He was relegated with Getafe last season, and now he's arrived on a free transfer to Sporting this season.
And that was a disappointing thing for me when he went to Getafe. He didn't start all the time as well.
Yeah, it was a poor loan really for player and Villarreal, really, who probably could have utilised him a lot better. They just kept him in their squad. It's a bit of a surprise move at the time.
It was. It's also another young lad who's just gone on to Leeds United, Pedraza as well. I remember seeing him playing for the Spanish under-19s when they won the European Championships, thinking what a good player he was. Never getting involved with Villarreal, and now he's out on loan at Leeds United. But just look at Moy Gomez as well, Kevin. I can't believe I'm seeing him playing so deep as well with today's game.
Looked like a push given against Traore. Correa. Gabby. Good ball. Here's Torres. And he had to scamper Jorge Mere after initially losing Fernando Torres. The challenge was good enough. Always given away to Correa. Goes for goal and doesn't miss by much.
He's very unfortunate, isn't he, Correa, with that attempt. Sporting originally were going to look to kick the ball out, and then it's a misplaced from Moy Gomez into the path of Correa. He's one-on-one against Amora Bieta and takes the gamble to have the shot. But you have to say, initially, what great defending that was from Mere, because Torres had come short to start with and then went on his shoulder, definitely on an onside position. But look at the reaction of the 19-year-old to get back, and that stops Fernando Torres having a strike on target. Well defended by the youngster.
Bergie. Turns neatly away from Correa. Gabby's there to halt any further progress. There's Traore. Canea. Traore needs to get himself to the back post. That's where he's going to be more of a handful. We'll wait now for the corner.
Well, so far he has been a handful, but I'll tell you what, on the deck he's not bad. You think about other players who that tall. Zigic, what was 6'8". I didn't see him as being as mobile as that when he was playing. But you're right in what you're saying. If you get that ball wide, get that ball into the box, let him go and attack it.
Opportunity to do so now. Once again, it's Felipe who's got the man-marking job on Traore. It's out for another corner. See the height advantage he has over everyone in there. Lassine Traore. Canea with a header. Firmly out via Griezmann. This is Douglas. Traore! It's Griezmann. Rather surprisingly, who got there to make sure there was no damage from Traore.
No, he does really well, doesn't he, Antoine Griezmann? Just puts his body into the big man. Takes a little bit of a deflection to start off with from Douglas. That's why it loops up in the air. You wouldn't expect Griezmann still to be in that position.
Yet another corner for Sporting. Good spell for them here. Headed down from Amora Bieta. Smuggled away by Griezmann. Here's Douglas. Another useful ball in, and Moya, full stretch. The whistle's gone. And it dropped invitingly for Traore. Whistles from the home fans, but Atletico Madrid are happy to hear the whistle in their favour there.
Oh, I know there was a push inside, just by the 6-yard box, but look at Moya. Why on earth Moya wants to try and palm that away, back into play? It might have just clipped the corner of the crossbar. But that was an inviting one once again from Moya, if that would have not been a free kick to start off with.
Leo. Savic. And a challenge on Traore. No complaints from the big Ivorian. It's a problem for Douglas. Doesn't look too good. The initial picture.
Well, again, this is Douglas, who went into a challenge with I think it's Felipe Luis, and he's the one who's come off a lot worse. Interesting challenges between Traore and Savic as well. That's going to be an interesting one for the next 65 minutes. Let's have a little look at this one with Douglas. In fact, it's on Lucas. Just wonder where they get injured with the divot that comes up as well. There's that confrontation between centre-half and centre-forward. You could even turn around and say, well, that's a foul obstruction from Savic as well, couldn't you, on Traore?
I think you're right. I think he just caught his studs in the huge divot that we saw produced when he went into that starting challenge at Douglas. He'll be happy, Ruby, with the way his team have played in the opening 26 minutes here. They've lost 6 games in 11 at home in the league this season, Sporting. 3 wins. Their away form is poor. Taken just 6 points from a possible 36 on the road.
Here's have a little look again. He just goes on the challenge a little bit late and just twists his ankle. But they started the season so bright as well, Kevin, didn't they? With was it 7 points from the opening 3 games?
Yeah.
And at home, still yet to have a clean sheet.
Well, after those 7 points from the opening 3 games, they had 2 draws in the next 10 to the end of November. And it was that 5-0 defeat at Atletico Madrid which started the collapse from that promising start to the campaign. They have taken, Sporting, just 6 points from the last 54 available prior to today. Relegation form with a capital R. But you wouldn't have known there was such a yawning gap between the two teams in terms of their league positions. 26 points separating them at kick-off time. Sporting have had the better of it.
Well, let's be honest, what has Cuellar done in goal for Sporting? Just had a corner to deal with, but apart from that, there's been a couple of shots which have fizzed past the post. Has yet to make a save.
This is Gabby. Could be onside here. No, just off. Tell you what, it was probably quite tight.
Well, I just wonder whether it's the left-back Canea who moves up at the very last moment.
Yeah, just got out, didn't he?
Yeah, just very tight, as you're right to say. It's always a difficult one, isn't it, when a defender's going forward and the forward's going back towards the opponent's goal. Give the official a lot of credit there. Got that one spot on.
Traore with a good header on. Douglas has got his mobility back again. Now they have another injury, this time to Traore.
I think a few deep breaths there for Traore.
Taking a couple of deep breaths for him.
There he goes, the left boot, isn't it? From Atletico into the midriff, but he'll be fine.
He's not very happy with Savic, is Lassine Traore. A delay over the Canea throw. Gomez. Mere. Vesca. Leo. Header was well judged by Lucas, wasn't a foul. Morabieta. Canea. Over the top, looking for Bergi. Too strong.
Oh, no wonder the home crowd are applauding what Sporting are doing so far. Everything has all been very positive. Good movement, good desire, closing down very quickly. The inclusion of Douglas has brought on a different perspectives as well. But you're right, what I'm saying is an excellent timed challenge from Lucas to win that one. But they seem composed at the moment. As we know, the game's over 90 minutes and Atletico will just wear you down. They'll get a couple of chances and the way that they do it, they'll end up scoring one of those.
Alvarez. Full pass from Bergi. Atletico playing instead of the injured Juan Fran at right back.
Looks like a double, isn't he, with Juan Fran? Gets himself involved, gets into those elevated positions. Good on the ball as well, as you say, Croatian international.
Traore for Douglas, he can open the play out here for Leo. Back with Douglas. It's well kept in by Sporting captain Roberto Canea. Vesga. Bergie. That's how close that one was. 1 foot on the line of the penalty area, or the line that our Spanish colleagues produced on that tight offside against the Atletico Madrid number 9.
So when you see that, it's putting immense pressure under the officials, and I'm sure they watch the game back again.
It was a great call, wasn't it, from the assistant on the near side?
Yeah, it was. Absolutely spot on.
Mary. Savic. Felipe looking for Griezmann. Well, full credit to Sporting Gijon here. Not allowed Atletico Madrid to find any rhythm at all. The likes of Carrasco and Correa, Torres, Griezmann to an extent, not figuring much in this opening half up to now. That's good news for the home side.
Well, you've hardly mentioned Carrasco at all, Kevin, but the one concern I have with Sporting is with the two centre-halves. Even though they've got great physicality, if they hold a higher lineup, they will get caught out with the pace of Carrasco, Torres and Griezmann, because that's one thing that the two centre-halves do lack.
Vesga. Canea. Bergie. Vesga has used the ball very well in this game up to now. Picks out Leo. Douglas. Vesga. Drops kindly for Sergio Alvarez. Now Moy Gomez. Correa sniffing the danger for Atletico. Griezmann played into trouble there. Crowd warming to this Sporting performance. Just like to see a few more goal-scoring opportunities. Here's Traore. He's got the better of Savic. Great chance. Just when he needed a better touch there, they got to him. Only a corner. Should have been much more.
Well, it should have been a bit more, but Savic is saying to the referee that was a free kick. I didn't think so myself. It's just a little bit of physicality from Traore. And then just as if he's about to pull the trigger, was it Lucas who came across and made that challenge? Just thought that Traore could have reacted a little bit quicker when he won the initial ball from Savic.
Felipe again with a man-marking job on Traore. Can't get there. This is Bergie. With the deflection out for another Sporting corner. Pressure building again.
Well, once again, you talk about defenders heading balls away into safety. That again goes into a situation very similar to Carrasco when he scored his goal on the volley. This time Bergie hits it, slight deflection, goes away for another corner, and the corners are causing problems for Atletico.
Sporting, the club that was turned upside down really last month when they were forced reluctantly into sacking a club legend in head coach Abelardo, who began his fine playing career here and great years at Barcelona. Sad pictures when he was in tears when he resigned. Oh, it's Traore! Oh, a snapshot, just got across his marker there. Saw it flash wide.
Well, Moy Gomez does really well down this near side. puts over a tantalising cross, and it's Traore gets in front of Lucas. He's not able to wrap his foot around the ball quick enough, comes off the post. Not sure if Moya would have had that one covered, but once again, great movement for the home side.
It's the closest we've been for Lassine Traore. Back comes Sporting. Tremendous spell for them here. Well, they have Atletico Madrid on the ropes. Can they land a telling blow ahead of half-time? Morabieta looks for Traore. Douglas was in there behind him. Another corner to Sporting Gijon.
Once again, there's the shot from Bergi, which is closed down by Koke. There's a decent ball from Morabieta, and just wonder whether it was role reversal. If it would have been Douglas the first man, Troyer towards the back post, that would have caused more problems.
Crowd expectant of a possible breakthrough here. Not the first time Felipe's complained to the referee, Jose Luis Gonzalez, about the job he's got marking the dangerous Traore. Out by Griezmann. Canea. Leo. Morabieta. Passed the ball really well in this first half, Sporting.
Well, they have, and I just look at combinations on a pitch and think, well, Leo and Douglas have linked up well down the right, Canea and Bergi down the left. The two holding midfielders of Vesca and Sergio Alvarez I think they've dominated the Atleti midfield. And you look at the two centre-halves as well, dominating the Atleti centre-forwards as well. So at this moment in time, I'm more than impressed with the home side.
The body language of Simeone on the touchline is getting more and more animated. Every good reason. In by Leo. Too high for even Traore. Not the best of headers from Atletico. Correa's attempted cross blocked by Correa. Bergi. He's given that straight to Correa. Disappointing end to that Sporting attack. It's a free kick. They're happy for a little bit of respite here, Athletic.
I think they'll be more than happy just to get in at half-time at 0-0. But he's caused some untold problems, hasn't he, Traore? He's having a nice little tussle there with Savage. It's no free kick as far as I'm concerned, but it's that little touch that he has. It's a little bit too heavy, too far away from him to go and react quickly enough. And hence, that's why Lucas is able to get himself across nice and sharp.
Koke. Spears a nice ball out to Felipe. Mere there to head behind for the corner.
Yeah, he has to take that one on board, Mere. I'm sure that he had a shout from Cuellar, but can't take any chances towards a near post area. Just head it out for a corner and then get themselves readjusted.
Koke with the corner. They're going first to a lot of the 50-50s in this opening half, Sporting. Torres with a foul on Leo.
absolutely right from the referee. But these are the situations you've got to be a little bit careful of, Sporting, is when all of a sudden they start plying men forward all the time and leaving the back door open. That's where they're going to get caught out.
Gabby. Free kick against Griezmann. It's not often you see, as David was touching on a moment or two ago, the Atletico Madrid midfield, the likes of Gabby and Koke, outthought for much of this first half. Definitely second best in there. The only thing that's lacking from the Sporting performance is a goal.
And they've come close on a couple of occasions so far, haven't they? They've worked Moyer's goal a lot more than Cuellar's for Sporting. But he'll be delighted with the first half performance, Ruby. Be very critical of him in his managerial career, especially the home game that he had against Alaves just recently. And also when he was at Levante last year. Although you have to say Levante are doing really well in Segunda. Look, favourites for promotion this year.
Morabieta. Traore thought he took a nudge in the small of the back there from Savic. Savic. Poor header straight to Griezmann. Taken on now by Correa. He's got a chance. Couldn't pick out Carrasco. The pass had been better quality. That could easily have been 1-0 for Atletico Madrid.
Well, I'm not sure that the Athletic players were able to get in touch with Correa because he was so quick getting himself in towards the byline. Wasn't able to pull it back quickly enough.
We're into 2 minutes of added on time. At the end of a very interesting first half. Sporting Gijon making light of the number of places between these two teams in the league and the cavernous distance in terms of points. If you've dropped in from nowhere with no idea of the top division in Spain, you'd think the team in red and white were their side in fourth. Played really well, as good as I've seen Sporting play this season in this first half.
But not just the technical side as well, the passing, the movement, support, but actually the physicality as well, getting in amongst Atleti, who we know are a physical side. And that's what I've admired, and also that's what the crowd have admired as well. They're in a battle, they're in a relegation battle, and that's what they want from their players. Here we see the movement from Correa, get himself towards the byline, but not the greatest of balls into the path of Carrasco.
Here's Torres. Gabby. Bergie happy to help that out for the corner. It's been just about the last play of the half. He's getting ready to administer a bit of a tongue lashing, I think, to his players at half-time. Simeone won't be happy with what he's seen. They've had the 2 extra minutes, the whistle in the mouth of the referee, Jose Luis Gonzalez. And fulsome applause and deserved applause for the Sporting players for that all-round effort with no little skill attached to it. They have been the better of the two sides, and they've come closest to scoring in the first period with a shot off the outside of the post from the dangerous Lassine. Traore. Half-time, Sporting Club Gijon 0, Atletico Madrid 0.
Get into Traore a little bit quicker from Douglas Berge, but I just wonder at some stage will they take the chance and put Duje Chop maybe as a front two, because Chop would react a lot better with a bigger man. But Atletico so far, they haven't really started, apart from the couple opportunities they've had, you know, with Griezmann, when that one went sailing past the post, and same with Correa. But Cuellar, the goalkeeper, has yet to make a save for the home side.
Well, ringing in the ears of these Atletico Madrid players will be the stinging words from Simeone. He'd have been reading the riot act, I think, at half-time. Unused to seeing his side out-muscled, out-fought. Have to feel that they will improve in the second half. They may need to if they can get anything from this trip to El Molinón. No changes in personnel at half-time. Almost an immediate route to goal! And there's a save from Cuellar as a tap-in. Well, just 13 seconds into the second half, Yannick Carrasco sweeps Atletico Madrid into the lead. What a response after the rebuke, and it would have been heavy from Simeone in that Atleti dressing room at the half-time interval.
Well, that's the first attempt that they've had on target in the whole game. We were saying that Cuellar has not had a save to make. There's the kick-off from Griezmann. Goes back. And it's just a hopeful ball played into Fernando Torres. And there you can see Carrasco. He's the one who reacts a lot quicker than Leo. The shot comes in. And you'd have to say that Cuellar does really well to start off with by getting a hand to the ball. Leo is not able to react quickly enough. Carrasco, it's a nice little tap-in, and it's an excellent response from the away side. As you said, at half-time, they might have had a hammering from Simeone, and that is the response that their players have given him.
Not what Ruby was legislating for. His message to his players would have been, same again, boys. Let's try and be more of a goal threat. And now the side, third from bottom, have to come from behind. Felipe. Traore. Torres. He's onside, Griezmann. Free kick's been given.
Well, I just wonder whether the flag went up that late. We'll see once again, it's another long ball. It's a very tight one, isn't it, on Griezmann? But the flag doesn't go up. And then as eventually comes towards the corner of the 18-yard box, it gets raised.
Leo. Vesca.
Well, I mentioned the amount of goals that Atleti score in the second half, which is now 12.
This is Berge. Drops for Alvarez! 1-1! Great response from Sporting Gijon. Just what they needed. And the feel-good factor returns to El Molinón.
Well, he looks dumbfounded, doesn't he? Simeone. And Alvarez can't believe his luck. He's got so much time. He's not being closed down. I'm sure it must take a couple little deflections. There's the ball into Begui at the byline, just crosses it into an area. Good chest control. Very unlucky for, was it Savic on the goal line, not able to clear it. It's just the pace which beats him. There's a ball that gets hit, goes through the legs of Carrasco to start off with. And it's a fantastic response after going one behind 13 seconds into the second half.
Second goal of the season for the holding midfield player Sergio Alvarez. Traore hunting down Gabby. Douglas. Leo. Douglas again. Wins the corner. His team are going to have to scrap for anything they can get here today, in the mood the Sporting are. Morabieta to join Traore in there. Oh, and it's almost across the line. It was Alvarez again, and Moya only just managed to get a hand on that.
Well, I just wonder whether Alvarez gets the faintest of headers. I'd like to say the reaction from Moya was superb. But again, Sporting, great reaction to going a goal behind. Could have been 2-1 up.
Nere. Bergi. Leo. Looking for Traore. It'll drop for Moy Gomez. Chance to steady himself over the cross. Pull back for Bergi. Hacked away by Gabby. They didn't need their momentum stopping there by the referee. It's not a head injury, I don't think, is it? And if not, then surely Sporting should be allowed to continue.
Well, he's clutching his shins there, isn't he, for Gijon? I think it's Savic who eventually lands on his play. Have a look at the left foot, right onto the right ankle for Gijon. Nothing to do with Traore, but that's sometimes what you have to do against big players. You have to pin them front and back. Here's this corner ripped in by Moy Gomez. As I mentioned, the faintest of touches from Alvarez, and you have to say it's excellent reaction from Moya to get himself down that quickly and just divert that ball away.
Gomez. Mere. Free kick, foul by Leo. Here's Torres, lovely first touch. Can't quite get it into the path of Felipe. Carrasco. Koke. Griezmann. Flag stays down. So good at timing those runs, Griezmann. Makes life very difficult for defenders. His movement is superb. Stolen easily by Lucas. Torres. Has to be offside, surely. The Sporting defenders were all looking at the assistant on the far side. First viewing of that, he looked offside.
Oh, he looked 2 or 3 yards offside. And I can't believe it, the official has done it once again, hasn't he? It's taken an eternity for him to raise the flag. Just gets the wrath of the home supporters on his back. A couple of late decisions from the official on the far side.
I think he has to wait until Torres actually puts her foot on the ball, but even when he'd taken 2 or 3 touches there, took the 3rd touch for the flag to finally go up. Unnerving for the Sporting defenders.
I don't think you have to touch the ball if you're in close proximity of the ball, 2 or 3 yards.
But that's the rules, David, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it is.
Another player, I mean, Griezmann can come round the corner and go on and score, you know, if he was in an onside position.
I know, but
I agree with you.
You know, there are too many grey areas still, Kevin, in this game.
Just adds to the uncertainty for defenders. Leo. When you look at that run prior to today that Sporting have been on, you're left scratching your head how they can produce this kind of performance and have taken only 6 points from the last 18 games. Beggars belief, really.
Well, it does, and today they've been very easy on the eye as well, passing and moving, support. As I mentioned about the physicality as well, and they seem very unflustered. But mentioned with Atletico, as you mentioned, they get stronger and stronger as the second half, and as the game goes through the second 45 minutes. And it's vitally important they're able to maintain the discipline that they've achieved so far. Take away the 13 seconds in the second half, they've been by far the better side.
Here's Carrasco. Tracking back with some Douglas. That's going to produce the first card of the game. I think he's a little unlucky there to get a yellow card. I think it was a foul, but I'm not sure it was worthy of a yellow.
No, I'm not sure it's worthy of a yellow either, but the referee was correct. It was the initial challenge from Vesca. Trying to play the advantage and then just brought it back. It's good referee, and apart from, doesn't have to produce that yellow card.
Felipe with the free kick here. Carrasco back to Koke. Gabi, good call from Cuellar. Decent throw out as well for the long striding Bergi.
I'll tell you, he's very unlucky, but that all stems from a very confident goalkeeper coming out, collecting the ball, and then bowling out straight out to Bergi. I thought that was an opportunity to go and take on Lucas, but decides to play that ball into the path of Troy. Takes a little deflection and goes away harmlessly.
Torres can't find a way past Jorge Mere. Savic. Griezmann can't link with Torres. This is Moy Gomez. Traore walking off his own header, strong against Lucas, taken on now by Bergi. Very important interception there from Savic, back into the danger area, here's the chance! A whisker away, Sporting from taking the lead, and it's that man Sergio Alvarez again.
Well, look at the strength of Traore once again, and then Bergi does really well. But beautifully ball from Douglas towards the far post, and Sergio Alvarez, he just tries to hook that ball back, cannons into the ground, and less of a touch, that might have been in the back of the net. But it all stems from the big man up front. He's caused Savic and Lucas all sorts of problems so far in the opening hour.
Double substitution coming up from Simeone. Going to see Kevin Gamero and Saul. Here's Torres, maybe his number up. Can't see them taking off top scorer Griezmann.
I think Correa might be the other one as well, Kevin.
Yeah, I think so. This is Griezmann. Felipe losing out to the hard-working Douglas, now Leo. An hour gone. This is a really competitive contest at El Molinón. It's a goal kick. Chance for Simeone to make his two changes. Correa making way for Gamero. And Torres is the other players we forecast who would be coming off. Well, not bad replacements, are they? £28 million worth of Kevin Gamero from Sevilla last summer, and the home-produced Saul.
Well, the thing is with Simeone, he's got to have game management, especially with a huge game coming up against Bayer Leverkusen coming up next week as well. So it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a rest for Torres, and a little bit disappointed with Correa. He had that one decent opportunity. No real impact as such. But you're right to say, great substitutes in Gamero and Saul.
Griezmann get a little upset that Leo made contact with him after he'd fallen into the ground. Much ado about nothing. Referee quite right to not show any interest in that. Point would not be enough to take Sporting Gijon out of the relegation zone. We'd moved to within 1 point of Leganés, who sit in 17th. They're showing enough that they could quite easily take all three here and produce one of the shock results of week 23.
Well, it would be. And another home fixture coming up against Celta Vigo next week as well. But it's been an excellent response from the game that they won at Leganés last week.
It's poor from Bergi, having made the space.
But even though that he's made a poor cross, you hear the crowd just getting onto him and just like giving him a bit of support. Here we see that long ball once again played in towards Fernando Torres, and it's the Griezmann you thought would be the one to get onto it, but no, Carrasco reacts the quickest. It's a decent save from Cuellar. But as I say, with footballers, you follow up your own shot, and that's what happens. And here we'll see the goal from Sporting. Bergi does really well to get himself towards the byline. Good chest control from Sergio Alvarez and hammers the ball into the ground. Yes, it goes through the legs of Carrasco. Savic can't do anything about it, but it's an excellent response from the home side.
Awkward one for Felipe. Just trying to cushion that header back to Moya. It's a very difficult one to affect, and only leads to a later Sporting corner. Normally, corners have been good in this match.
Yeah, I was about to say, normally when it comes to set pieces, you'd attribute Atletico Madrid as being the more dominant. But not today. Sporting have been by far the better when it comes to set pieces.
Felipe again marking Traore. Getting his head to that, the Brazilian. Now for another corner. We could put Griezmann on Felipe's shoulders and he'd probably be still eye to eye with Traore. Would have had Godin on him had he been fit. They're missing the Uruguayan today. It's Griezmann who got his head to that. Back out with Douglas. Not the best of clearances from Gabi. Here's Bergi.
That's the time where I get a little bit frustrated with Bergi. That was an opportunity to go and knock that in first time, but once I have too many touches, and that is something that he has to improve on, decision making when he gets in the final third.
Simeone in deep conversation with his assistant Herman Burgos. Amorabieta to Bergi. Now cross is on, went for the shot, driven in by Moy Gomez, and now Vesca.
Well, once again, great applause for Sporting. But just thought once again with Bergi, he could have lifted that ball towards the far post, decided he wanted to take the shot on, gets closed down, then she comes off Lucas. Again, Atletico are not able to clear their lines properly. Quite grateful to see Vesca's shot high and wide.
Atletico Madrid have finished third in each of the past 2 seasons. They've got a job on to finish in the top 3 this season. Simeone was keen to admit recently that Sevilla have improved, Real Sociedad have improved, Villarreal are always there or thereabouts in the top 6. And they could lose, if they just get a point here today, they could lose 4th place again to Sociedad if they were to win. You see the Ghanaian, Teo Thomas. Well, it's going to be Simeone's last substitute.
Well, I think that's a statement of intent as well, isn't it? Is it one of those that he's going to protect one of his industrious midfielders? But I just believe that the Vesca, Sergio Alvarez and Moy Gomez have dominated the 3 of Atletico, and maybe it's a time to have a little bit more physicality with Thomas Partey in there.
Interesting to see who Simeone takes off. It might be his captain Gabi, with Tuesday night in mind. Well, there's me trying to guess and guessing wrong. Carrasco makes way for Thomas. So a little bit of the additional goal threat leaves. Carrasco scoring his 12th goal of the season. 13 seconds into this second half, but the lead didn't last long. 49th minute, Sergio Alvarez drew Sporting level. Moy Gomez. Saul finding Felipe. Thomas. Now Griezmann. Great run from Vassalico. Up goes Saul.
And that is where Saul is a danger inside the 18-yard box. And that ball's lifted towards the far post. Does really well to head that ball down. Good overlapping run from Vassalico to start off with. There he wins that header. Fair and true against Vesca.
Morabieta. Draw doesn't exactly suit either of these two teams. Sporting with the opportunity to move out of the relegation zone for the first time in many months. After figuring in the top 6, Sporting, after taking those 7 points from their opening 3 games, a real bright start to the season under their head coach at the time, Abelardo. He's since lost his job, but the players certainly seeming to be engaging with the new coach, Rubi. Felipe. With Simeone having used all his available substitutes, Sporting haven't made a change yet. That's how pleased Rubi is with the 11 he's got out there. He's got a couple of strikers who may be partners to Traore before the day is out, in Duce Chop and Carlos Castro.
Well, if I was Rubi, I wouldn't be making a change either, Kevin. Just, I think the work ethic from those 11 or the 10 outfield players have been superb so far. So you don't want to change anything.
Not yet. Maybe worth throwing in the last 5 or 6 minutes an extra striker on, perhaps. Really be bold. But if they play anywhere close to this for the rest of the season, Sporting will be staying up. There's going to be a card here. First booking for Atletico Madrid goes to substitute Saul. Was it Thomas Partey who picked up that yellow?
So when you look at the next few home fixtures that Sporting have, yes, Celta Vigo are always going to be a difficult one. Deportivo, Granada, Malaga. So that's 3 out of the next 4 that they've got. Yes, we know they've got tough fixtures away at Barcelona and Valencia, who's still in free fall, Sevilla and Real Sociedad. So the home fixtures look a little bit easier than the away fixtures in the next 5 or 6 weeks.
And it will be their home form that determines their fate, I'm sure. Douglas. Gabi. A rare occasion for the Atletico Madrid captain to dwell in possession. As good as they've been with the ball, they've been excellent without it, Sporting, in this match. Koke. Felipe. Thomas Partey. This is Vasalyuko. Just got a bit excited in the end after dancing into the penalty area.
He does really well to start off with. Throws a couple of dummies and gets himself inside the 18-yard box really well. But just has to have a little look up as well and see the movement of Kevin Gamero towards the far post area. You see that Mere is looking at the ball. So if he just hits it with the instep along the ground, there was Kevin Gamero in a predatory position, 6 yards out. Well, it looks like that Sporting are going to make a a substitution, Kevin. It'd just be an interesting one.
Savic. Partey. Closed down quickly by Vesca. It's had an excellent game. Well, just about everybody in the Sporting side has been a minimum 7 out of 10 today. This is Saul. Felipe. Oh, lucky break here for Griezmann. Offside, won't count.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wonder how tight this is, because it takes a huge deflection into the path of Griezmann. Excellent first control. Let's have a little look. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is so tight, isn't it? Surely at some stage you've got to give the benefit to the striker, and it's just a deflection.
I think the little finger on his right hand was offside there. Carlos Castro coming on to replace Traore. So it's one striker for another. Handsome applause for the Ivorian. Brought in from Monaco. Certainly gives a focal point to the attack, which Sporting have lacked this season.
Well, this is a fan's favourite as well, Carlos Castro. 14th La Liga appearance, and he's only had 3 starts so far. Scored about 7 goals last year. Got a youth product. Just a little bit surprised they took Traore off, because he caused Savic and Lucas all sorts of problems.
Now the pace of Gamero was a real handful there. And they're asking for a foul against Amora Bieta, and had it been given, then that might well have been a red card for Fernando Amora Bieta, with Gamero scampering clear. Interesting to have a look at that again.
Well, it looks as if he was going clear, but trying to struggle to get that ball under control. And just wonder whether or not the referee saw that and didn't make that decision on Amora Bieta.
Well, we know full well that Atletico Madrid stay the full 90 and more. Score a lot of their goals from this point in the match to the end. Here's this incident again.
Well, you can turn around and have a look at the left arm of Amora Bieta. He's stopping the forward movement of Kevin Gamero, and as all strikers do nowadays, they feel that little bit of presence, they go down, they're asking questions of the referee. He can only see it once. We'd have to say it's who'd want to be a referee, Kevin?
It was a borderline one. Yeah. Seen those given. Let's just say the heartbeat of Amora Bieta would have increased significantly in the few seconds after that incident.
But that's what I'm saying about the 2 centre-halves. That's the one thing that they both lack, is that pace for 5 yards.
Gamero getting the better of Mere. Fresh legs of the French international Kevin Gamero. He's done well again. Partey with a ball that Atletico Madrid didn't need there. Excellent position. They had a bit of an overload on the far side of that penalty area. Nacho Caceres is going to come on for Sporting in a moment. Midfield player. But I'm with you, David, about that substitution of Traore earlier. I thought he might have taken the opportunity maybe to take Bergie off and just play Castro in Bergie's position, wide on the left, or maybe a little bit more of a change around, playing wide on the right. But you've still got that option of the big man Traore, who's caused a lot of problems to that Atleti defence today.
Well, he has, but not only Bergie, but also Moy Gomez as well, who's gone very quiet in the second half.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying about Ruby at times. It just frustrates me. It's like, you know, one striker off and one striker on. Take that little bit of a gamble now and again.
Just over 10 minutes remaining. Nacho Casillas still waiting to get on. Here's Griezmann, excellent pass, great run. Gamero with the finish. Atletico Madrid at their best. And when you can bring a £28 million striker off the substitutes bench, you're always going to have an opportunity. Too good for the Sporting defence. The link up between the French internationals, Griezmann and Gamero, superb.
Well, it was, and you're right to say it's the deft little pass from Antoine Griezmann into the path of Kevin Gamero. And he does everything right. He's up against Cuellar. He's got a decision to make. Do I hit it first time? Do I go around the goalkeeper? But it starts from Felipe Luis into the path of Koke. He leaves it to Griezmann. There's that reverse pass into Gamero. Makes the decision to go round the goalkeeper, Cuellar. And it was spot on. There's that lovely, intricate touch from Kevin Gamero. Taps it into an empty net. You think, well, it's all about that finish in the end, but it's the good movement. It's the support, it's the timing of the run, the weight of the pass. And this is what Atleti are very good at doing.
Well, it's their territory, isn't it? 75th minute onwards, they, as I said earlier, score so many goals. And they might have another here. Great opportunity for Gamero. Game over. In the blink of an eye, Sporting Gijon have been put to the sword with two quick-fire goals from Kevin Gamero.
And that's why you pay 28 million for a striker of his quality. He's had a couple chances and he's put them into the back of the net. The early one, I would turn around and say, could it have been a red card on a Morabieta? But when he's inside of that 18-yard box, he doesn't let you down. There's the harrying, start off with Thomas Partey, closing down a Morabieta. Ball falls to Kevin Gamero. There's the first touch, second, third, and then hits it across the goalkeeper. He's got no chance. You're right to say it's game over.
1 minute 20 seconds between the two Gamero goals. What an impact off the bench. And you do have to feel very sorry for Sporting Gijon. They don't deserve to be on the end of this scoreline, but full credit to Atletico Madrid. That's what good sides do to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying as well. They get stronger during the half. As I mentioned before, they'd only scored 14 goals before this game away from home. 3 in the first half, 11 in the second half. And you know how strong they've become. And that's why I was surprised they took off Traore, because they were a threat in the air. The two centre-halves have had an awful time against him, Savic and Lucas. And that's what happens. Ruby, he's made a couple changes, and unfortunately the impact has come from the opposing side.
Moy Gomez headed away by Vasalico. Strange atmosphere suddenly pervading the El Molinón arena. Sporting fans can't quite believe what they've just seen. And Nacho Casillas was stripped and ready to come on, and those two quick-fire goals has had a change of mind because he needs to get attacking players on now. Ruby, Moy Gomez coming off and replaced here by the Croatian striker Duce Chop. And it's Victor Rodriguez for Bergie.
Well, it's a nice round of applause for the players coming off, and it is heartbreaking for Sporting, because up until those two quick-fire goals, they've competed really well against a very strong Atleti side. Not quite sure what side they were going to put out before this game because of this huge game they've got in Germany next week. But that's what Simeone wants. He wants to go through to the end of the season. He still thinks that he can win Primera La Liga, and he won't give up any hope until it's mathematically impossible.
It looks very much like they're going to move to within 4 points of the leaders, Real Madrid, who would still have 2 games in hand after they've played this weekend. That's another excellent run, and the flag staying down. And here's Kevin Gameiro for the hat-trick. A sensational arrival into this game from Kevin Gameiro. The fresh legs against tiring legs at the back for Sporting. And he's helped himself to one of the quickest hat-tricks you will ever see in any league around Europe.
Well, that's what happens when you have a player of his quality. Was it a hat-trick in 4 minutes? Roughly. But there's the ball from Kevin Gameiro, in behind Amorebieta. He's got a lot to do, he's got a lot to think about, he's got to readjust his body shape, thinking where the goalkeeper is, and he goes and slots it back into the same corner that he's just scored his second goal. It's a great response, and that's what Simeone will want from his substitutes. And you do feel sorry, and I do feel sorry for Ruby, I do feel sorry for Sporting. But this is what football is all about.
Well, under 5 minutes. And Simeone with a thumbs up for Kevin Gameiro in particular. That will go down as one of the quickest hat-tricks ever seen in the top flight in Spain. Extraordinary scoreline when you consider the nature of the game as a whole. Douglas gets his free kick in the end.
Well, they scored 2 very late goals last week, didn't they? Well, 86 and 88 minutes. And they've scored another 3 in the last 10.
The Sporting fans will go away in a strange kind of mood after what they've just witnessed over the last 5 minutes or so. Going away knowing that their team have played well, knowing that their team will play worse and probably win games before the season is out. But it will be 6 points from 19 games.
It's not as if you can turn around and say, well, there was an implosion there for Sporting. It was the quality of the second goal from Kevin Gameiro which sank the hearts of Sporting. It was the quality, as I said, that the pass, the movement, the finish from Gameiro, and when that happens, you are a little bit low. And then when the third goes in, you're thinking, we've worked so hard, and then the fourth goes in. But Ruby's going to have to just grab hold of his players and just sit them down and just say, listen, for 45 minutes we gave this side a real good going over. You've got to be proud of yourself. Yes, the last 10 minutes, this is what's happened, but that's a sign of a good side, how they can develop and how they can score goals. You've got to trust, you've got to believe in yourself. Another game round the corner. But if they play like they did for the first 45 minutes, Kevin, I don't think they'll have a problem getting out of the relegation zone.
Certainly this result is good news for Leganés, who are the club just outside the bottom 3. Also for Deportivo La Coruña and Valencia, still looking nervously over their shoulders. Huge win for Granada, which kicked off week 23 on Friday night with a surprising 4 goals to their credit. It's taken them level on points with Sporting on 16. Leaves Osasuna a little isolated now at the bottom with just 10 points. All 5 goals coming in the second half. Leo. A lot of the fans, the ultras behind the goal that Atletico Madrid are defending in the second half have gone. The flags, the noise. The gentleman on the megaphone still earning his money. No late consolation there for Amora Bieta.
Well, the one pleasing aspect that Simeone will have, apart from scoring those 4 goals in the second half, is no more injuries. You know, that Godin's out, and Oblak, Thiago, Augusto, Juan Fran. Not sure how long those guys are going to be away, and they'll feel like new signings when they come back.
Into 2 minutes of added time. Leo. Douglas. I must say it's heartening to see that there is still a considerable amount of Sporting supporters here, and I think it is important, given the position that they're in, that the fans do stay here and cheer the players off, because they have played well, really well, for 80 minutes of this game. It was only that devastating 5-minute spell in which substitute Gamero scored his hat-trick. It's been the difference.
It is, and the players will be grateful for the amount of fans that have stayed here. And I'm sure they'll get a round of applause as well, because it's been a sterling effort from the home side. Yes, disappointing, something to talk about in the bars in Gijon. How close they came, especially with the first 45 minutes. Could things have changed if Traore would have his shot would have been inside of the post?
And that Moya save from the Alvarez header at 1-1. How different it might have been had Sporting got themselves in front for the first time.
But it's always the case, isn't it, Kevin? It doesn't matter what walk of life you live in, you work in ifs, buts and maybes.
Yeah. Full-time whistle imminent from Senor Gonzalez. Well, it's a cruel scoreline for Rubi and Sporting Gijon, but full credit to Simeone's Atletico Madrid. That's what he expects when he pays £28 million for a striker he can afford to bring off the substitutes bench. A hat-trick inside 5 minutes for Kevin Gamero. After the opening goal, 13 seconds into the second half from Yannick Carrasco. Quick reply from Sergio Alvarez, but there's the applause from the Sporting supporters to their players. But ultimately, it's 3 more points, and the good run for Atletico Madrid continues. Final score, Del Molinon. Sporting Gijon 1, Atletico Madrid 4.